So you bought a home or you've owned a home and you just had a big maintenance item come up because you didn't do some minor maintenance while you were living there. And so then that minor maintenance became more expensive maintenance. I just read an article by hippo.com or some sort of website, and it inspired this video. So I want to give you my thoughts on some regular maintenance that you could do to help lower any big costs of major repairs coming up. So if that's something you're interested in, that's exactly what this video is all about. So let's go ahead and get it started into it. So cleaning the gutters. If you don't do that, when the rain, like in certain parts of the gutter, if you don't stay on top of keeping the gutter clean, the water will literally pool up on your roof. Like at the corners are where you get the most debris because they don't have anywhere to go and they just pile up right there. But if you don't get that cleaned out, when big heavy rainstorms come, the water will actually pool up your shingles, pool, P-O-O-L, pool up on your shingles and under your shingles, causing a huge leak. And so if that continues to happen over and over and over again, you might have to replace all that fascia, all that soffit, the insulation underneath, giant pane in the rear, and possibly some of the 2x4s or 2x6s underneath, depending on how your roof was put together. So definitely stay on top of cleaning gutters and check the downspouts too, because the downspouts can get really full and back up. Woo! I did not mean to sneeze on you. I'm sorry about that. Let me get that right there. Sorry about that. I did not mean to sneeze on you. So next one, pruning back trees and shrubs. I've got to do this right now myself. I've got to rent a pole saw or go purchase a pole saw. I've always rented them, but over the years, as many times as I rented them, I could have bought my own by now. But I need to rent a pole saw, get the big ladder out, and go trim my sycamore tree off back away from my roof. I'm guilty of it. I absolutely need to do it. You got to do that, guys. You don't want trees blowing in the wind, rubbing on your house. You do not want that. That'll rub off the paint. That'll literally rub off the tops of your shingles. You got to trim those trees back. And bushes, same thing. You don't want them sitting there scratching your windows up. You don't want them scratching the paint off your exterior. You want to trim those bushes back, trim those trees back, because, of course, replacing shingles is way more expensive than just trimming tree limbs back. Getting a new window, because yours is all scratched up, is way more expensive than just trimming a bush back. So definitely prune your trees and bushes back. Dryer vent. So I did this in order of easiest to hard from my perspective. Guys, if you got a dryer vent, I have to do it myself. You got to clean those out. Now, they've got these tools that you put in there like a chimney cleaner, and you clean it out and stuff like that. But depending on how your dryer vent direction goes, that may not be enough. And plus, you might have to like scoot your vacuum hose up in there while you're doing it if your dryer vent isn't one of the ones that just goes straight up and down. If you've got a short little dryer vent, then you just take it off the back of the dryer, carry it as a U, and shake it out outside, if it just vents to the outside. But if it goes through a crawl space or something like that, there might be a lot more involved to it than one of the ones that just go straight through the roof or one of the ones that go straight outside. So be careful while you're doing that. You definitely want to clean out the dryer vent. You don't want a bunch of lint built up in there because it is a fire hazard, according to the articles that I've read. I'm not a fireman. So according to the articles that I read, but keep that dryer vent cleaned out too. So stay on top of that. You don't want to start a fire. That could be a costly repair. A fire could absolutely be a costly repair. Touching up exterior paint, I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. Yes, you've got to touch up exterior paint. You have to stay on top of that. You don't want exposed wood, because if you have exposed wood, then it creates rot and it just gets worse and worse. It's a giant pain in the bottom. Touch up your exterior paint. If you need a whole new paint job and you don't want to do it, get some bids. Make sure they caulk everything. Make sure in the bid you're very, very descriptive that everything's to be caulked, because caulking is really important too. And caulking is done before the painting. So make sure you get that done. And then repair any leaky plumbing. If it's something simple like pulling the toilet off, putting on a new honeycomb washer, and then putting the toilet back on. If you consider that easy, then do it. Then absolutely do it. But if it's a job that seems big, like a leaky faucet, and you're like, there's no way I'm going to replace that faucet, call a professional. But you definitely don't want leaky plumbing to go any longer than you have to. Like if you see leaky plumbing, you probably want to just go shut off the water right away and call a plumber to come fix it, or shut the water off to that fixture. Plumbing leaks, get them taken care of right away. These all make sense so far, right? These are pretty straightforward. Thumbs up, thumbs up. If this is that little nudge as a homeowner that you need to go, golly, Josh is right, I need to go do this. Thumbs up if that's helpful. And then lastly, maintaining your heat and air conditioning system. Change out the filter. Like some people say twice a year, some people say every 30 days. The main thing is do it. Do it. You don't want a dirty air filter, because if it's all clogged up, the HVAC system is having to suck more air. It's making everything work harder. Change out that air filter. And then if it's making some sort of weird noise or something doesn't seem right, call a professional, guys. Don't let that maintenance get out of hand. If something blows on the outside unit, like a capacitor or something might blow on the inside unit too. Get a professional out to look at it if it sounds weird. A checkup's like anywhere between $69 and $129 that I've seen in the region that I live. So make sure that you get that checked out. All you Tulsa homeowners, get that checked out. You don't want the HVAC to make weird noises. It's not normal. It's not normal. And don't turn up the TV. Don't turn up the TV or the stereo thinking you're covering it up, because you're not covering anything up. But that's it, guys. Those are some simple maintenance items that I thought of that were inspired from an article that I read on hippo.com. Hope you found value in this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And then, of course, you guys know, for all your real estate needs, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Josh Barnett, HP Realty. Team of agents that I work with and I absolutely want to help you with all your real estate needs. All right, guys. See you on the next video. Share it with any of your homeowner friends that you think need a little reminder to get up and do some maintenance. All right. See you guys.